You're watching the 2023-24 SCAC Men's Basketball Media Days. Today, we're taking a look at the Texas Lutheran University Bulldogs. The men's basketball team will be led once again as they head into the season of the guys, the head coach, Austin Falke, along with leadership from junior guard Isaac Orozco. Coach, Isaac, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us, Russell.
Thank you.
Coach, we'll get started with you heading into your second season as the head coach of this TLU men's basketball program. Certainly no stranger in Seguin, having been a part of this group since back in 2014, but second year as the guy in charge. What did you learn over the course of last season going through that transition period that gives you confidence coming into the year, and how excited are you just to get back with this group and get started for year two?
Well, I think going into the first one, I obviously had the great privilege to work for some really great coaches, Jimmy Smith, obviously, and then the great Coach Wacker, and learned a lot from those guys and really leaned on what I took from them in my time as an assistant. And, the first year we had ups and downs. There was good moments, there were bad moments, but I think ultimately it was just learning about how to truly be myself and how I wanted to direct the team and get them in the right direction and stuff. And that was mostly what I took away, but also learning to not focus on the results as much. I think that we got caught up in that too much, myself in particular. And I think you got to focus on the process. And that was a big step after this past season and stuff, and something that we're bringing into this year.
Isaac, you've made a big splash since arriving on campus, going back to even your freshman season. You started 45 of the 50 games you've played there at TLU, and you've been a big part of this team. I don't want to mention All-SCAC performer a season ago, but how has your mindset maybe shifted a little bit coming into your junior season, first year as an upperclassman? Does the perspective change for you? Have you maybe shouldered a little bit more of that leadership responsibility as a junior heading into this at the start of the season?
Yeah, for sure. As a junior, like being an upperclassman, I know when I came in as a freshman, I looked up to the older guys. I wanted them to kind of let them, like, their outlook influence me and my decisions and their work ethic. So I'm trying to be that character they can look up to coming into workout every day, giving them leadership pointers like, hey, do this on the court. So I'm looking more to be a vocal leader. I feel like I've led by example the past 2 years, just trying to fight through everything in games and putting in the work. And now I kind of want to be that vocal leader to kind of show the others how we run things and how we want things done here.
Coach, looking at this roster, it's a really nice blend of experience and new faces. 7 of your top 9 scorers, I believe, from a season ago return, as well as 9 new faces to this program. And this season, getting the benefit of those 8 extra days on that other side of October 15th to get with the guys and start to implement the start of a season. How did you take advantage of those opportunities, and how important was that for you as you try to build the chemistry within this group of kind of blending the experience with the new faces as well?
Well, I'll tell you this. First off, the returners made it very easy to come in and to work. They really kind of set the tone from the get-go, and the new guys were right there along with them. So that made it really easy to kind of get things started. The 8 days, I tell you what, it's a huge blessing, especially when you have such a mix of returners and new guys, to kind of get that extra little bit of work in that you can. And it felt a little weird getting to do that, the 8 days and stuff, but we took full advantage of it, and the guys worked extremely hard. We called them the dog days of fall. So I had a nice little fun play on that. But just getting to work, working on the fundamentals, having more of the emphasis with the fundamentals, building the foundation, I think really helps, as opposed to, starting October 15th and then you got like 2.5 weeks and you're playing games, shortened time. So you're able to kind of throw in some of the foundations a little bit earlier that I think really helped us out.
Isaac, a season ago, you lead this team in minutes played, steals, assists, and really as you watched, it felt like you were one of the main engines within this group up and down the floor. How have you worked to expand your game on the basketball floor? What are some things that you've gone over this summer in the off season, heading into the season, that give you confidence individually as a player into this junior year?
I think the biggest thing is just all around consistency. So I want to continue to lead the team in assists and steals and whatever else I was doing good at, but then also just improving on my consistency shooting wise, being able to hit those open shots that I get, being a threat to score when they need it, and just being able to do what the team needs, being able to just be that coach on the court that the point guard's always supposed to be, but mainly consistency in the same aspects that I was doing good in, and then shooting.
Coach, you talked a little bit about that transition period now heading into this your second year as the head coach, and I'm sure a big part of that is putting your fingerprints on this program. And a big piece of that is bringing in new players. And you brought in 8 first years and a transfer this season. Talk a little bit about this new group that you've brought in. What excites you about these guys, and how do you help along with maybe Isaac that transition, in implementing them into your program?
Well, first off, the new guys, they took to the coaching really well. They took to the returner leadership really well. They have a great mentality and focus and energy eagerness to learn. And when you have a group of guys like that, and then you get the leadership from the returners, it really does make it easy. Each day is such a joy to come into to practice and work with these guys and just see them get better, and just the intensity and the focus that they have in every single drills, whether it's a fundamental drill, no offense, whatever the case, or no defense. It's just their focus and intentness on what they're doing is just really phenomenal. And so that's been the greatest joy, and spending time this summer looking at what we've got to improve on, what we want to do, what fits our team. There was a lot of time figuring that out, and I think we got the right pieces, both sides, new guys and returners, and it's really gelling nicely right now.
Isaac, as you've had conversations with some of the other leaders within this team and the guys in this group about the goals for this 2023-24 season, what have those conversations looked like? What are some of the goals that you and this team have heading into the season? What will be key to trying to accomplishing those?
I mean, the obvious goal is always going to be a championship. We want to win. But one of the biggest things for us is just doing everything we do as a team. We win as a team. We lose as a team. Off the court, it's been a big staple that we're trying to get as much chemistry as we can. We're watching NBA games. We're watching NFL games. We're trying to hang out, get that chemistry, get good bonds, because that's ultimately just going to help us to be better on the court, the best team we can be. And there's more to life than basketball, but on the court, we want to win as much as we can and do it the right way with each other.
And Coach, wrapping things up with you, success obviously can be quantified in so many different ways. As you give your message to your team about success and what that looks like, what is that message to this group? How do you see a successful season unfolding for this team, whether it be on the floor, within the locker room, the culture, whatever it might be? How do you try to quantify that, and what will be key in order for this group to have a successful 2023-24?
Honestly, obviously in competitive sports, you look at the wins, you look at the losses, and everyone gets caught up in that stuff. But I think for me, spending time, reflecting from last year, what really I wanted to get across to these guys is success is not based on what man defines success as. Success is found in the Lord and our Savior, and we use a lot of faith and spirit in our talks and our game of life lessons, and that's the biggest thing I want to carry to these guys. It's bigger than just basketball. You got to bring the effort, the energy, and everything that you do. You got to give 100%, whether it's on the court, it's in the classroom, it's in your relationships. Those are the biggest things that I want these guys to truly understand, and always seeking joy in the Lord, seeking joy in serving others. I think that's the biggest thing I want these guys to take away from them, from their experience that they have here. Hopefully, we can have wins along the way and some championships, but at the end of the day, if you lose a game, you wake up, the journey starts over again. You win a game, great. The journey starts over again the next day. So it's constantly trying to get in that mindset of continually doing your best in everything that you do.
Texas Lutheran University men's basketball coach Austin Falke, along with junior guard Isaac Orozco. The TLU Bulldogs will open up the 2023-24 campaign when they take on Hardin Simmons on the road on November 10th. Coach Isaac, thanks so much for your time today, and best of luck as you head into the year.
Thank you so much, Russell.